absolutely no plans today. Again, I'm just following my nose, and I find myself repeating this so often now. And it's my own fault because I don't get on the internet and do any research. But like I said, I don't like doing that. I get fed up with that. Sometimes I just like getting up in the morning, getting a coffee, going out and hitting the road. And that's what I've done today. It's a beautiful day. I've got the drone on the floor charging up again because I ain't used that for a while. I keep saying that I'm going to put the drone in the air and get a little bit more experienced with it, but never seems to bloody happen. But hopefully today I'll get an opportunity to put it in the air and have a bit of fun with it. But no, I've got no ideas on where I'm going today. Last week I didn't do a video. What happened was I went camping again, went over to Radwell again for the weekend, and obviously the week before I was there and made a video about it while I was there. So last week I just went there and had a relaxing weekend, and I tell you what, it was really good. I really enjoyed it, you know. I can't tell you how much, you know, how relaxed I was at that point, being there and having a little fire going in the evening, and it was magical. It was such a shame when I had to leave. Okay, I've come out to Ashwell, just up the road from Stevenage by Baldock. I've been here before, but I only walked a very small part of it. So I've parked up by the church. I'm going to have a walk around the perimeter, see what I can see. And I'm hoping this time I can get in the church. Last time I visited, I only managed to get in the grounds. The church weren't open, but I've just seen online it opens at 8:30. So I'm going to head that way and go and have a nosy. See whether I'm fortunate enough to get in today. Okay, I'm going to have a moan now. It's closed. It's nearly 9 o'clock. It says it's open at 8:30, and it's not an old sign, it's a new sign. Even on the website it says it opens at 8:30, but no, still locked up tight. No sign of anyone anywhere, so I can't get in to explore this place. And that really annoys me. I mean, even more so than a church that isn't open at all. I mean, if it says it's going to be open at a certain time, then it should be open at that time. It just should be. Even if there's a problem, send someone else out to unlock it. Do you know what I mean? It's an amazing day for an amble around. I know I've just had a rant about that church, but oh, it's gone now. I feel fine. Whatever. I'm out and about in the fields, and it is stunning. It really is stunning. Oh, I'm so chuffed that I've come out here, and it ain't all that far away from Stevenage, so happy as Larry. Anyway, the field behind me, I was just walking through there, and I found a set of keys, but luckily it's got one of those, what do you call them, what's the company called? Key Care yeah, Key Care UK helpline, and it's got like a code on there that you got to quote to them, and if you find these keys you can get a £10 reward. So I phoned them up and they're going to see if they can locate the owner of the keys. I don't think they've been lying there long because they're spotlessly clean, not dirty or anything. I think that's probably happened very recent, but we'll see what happens with that. Anyway, back to the walk. Yeah, I'm very impressed, and I ain't parked too far away neither. I've left all my supplies in the car. I've got a drink and something to eat and bits and pieces, and I've left the drone in the car as well. Like I say, I wanted to get that up in the air today, but I don't know whether I should walk back down there, go get it, or just continue with this. Yeah, maybe I'll just continue for a bit. I won't go out too far, but yeah, it's a nice day. Highly recommend this. Anyway, what else have I got to report? I'm off to Wales on Wednesday. Looking forward to that. It's about a 2.5 week break I've got down there. There's a few places I want to visit while I'm down there. Whether that happens, that remains to be seen. Time just goes too quick when I'm in Wales, you know. It really, really does. But there we are. We'll wait and see what happens with that. Another thing that a lot of people out there would probably think, Gary, you're a fucking idiot, but I'm quite proud of myself for this, is I've started going, well, how can I word this? I've started the process to get my teeth fixed. Yeah, for many years now I've had a big fear of the dentist. When I was a kid, didn't really matter too much. I'd go there relaxed, just like having your fucking haircut, I suppose. But when I was in my early teens, I had a procedure done, and the person that done this filling, I think it was, or root canal or something, they got that metal probe and rammed it so far hard in one of my teeth onto a nerve, it hurt that much I passed out. And I remember waking up with a nurse rubbing my hand, and they give me a sugar water drink to raise the glucose levels, I guess. But ever since that day, it brought me more fear than you can possibly imagine. So for God knows how many years I haven't visited the dentist, and I did a few years back, and I got a crown done and a bit of work done, but then the crown got smashed out, and all this stuff started to go wrong. So this one day I was at work, and for no reason whatsoever I just called the dentist. Just I don't know, I can't explain it. It's just like the universe was telling me to do it. So anyway, I've had my consultation. I've been there for a deep clean on my bottom teeth because they're okay. I've got a couple of fillings to have, and then going to have my front tooth, which is snapped, rebuilt. And again, I know for a lot of people it's not a big deal, but when you have this phobia of the dentist like I did, it's a big fucking deal, you know. Forcing myself to go was I mean, on the day of the appointment last week, I was that close to phoning them up and saying cancel, but I couldn't do it again. I couldn't. I got to progress with this. It's a big deal for me. Okay, and as I said, I went for a cleaning of the bottom teeth, right? And I didn't know what to expect. I was ultra nervous, but to be honest, I think I'd built up so much fear in my mind. When I actually got there, I was expecting it to really hurt, to really give me a lot of grief, but it wasn't like that. There was I don't know how to explain it. There was a couple of times where you think, oh yeah, that's a bit uncomfy, but it wasn't vast amount of pain at all. But I built it up in my head for it to be something more than what it was, you know. So when I left there, I had to take a moment when I sat in the car and just process what had just happened, you know. And bless her, the dentist, I didn't see the hygienist. When we first had our consultation, she said, did I want to see the hygienist or did I want her to do it? I said, can you do it? I want her to do everything because she's nice. She makes you feel relaxed. She talks to you like a human being. She's got very good people skills. You know, I can't fault her enough. I mean, yeah, it's got to be her that does everything. And I was very impressed, and she did make me feel relaxed. So fair play. But if anyone else is watching that fears a dentist, I think once you get in that chair, it's not as bad as you think. You know, it's not. Yeah, and you build it up in your mind like it's going to be really violent, like an experience you might have had in the past, but it isn't. You're expecting it to be, but it isn't. So yeah, I mean, my mindset is changing a little bit. You know, now I'm going to get a filling next week. Of course I'm nervous about that, and I've got to have one absolutely decimated tooth removed. And I've been toying with the idea of having that done at hospital rather than at the dentist, but now I don't know. But I'm quite proud of myself for doing it, and I'm looking forward to having some teeth built up that can almost be semi-normal. They'll never be aesthetically pleasing like I want them to be, never. But they'll be better, they'll be tidy, and they'll be more, you know, I won't feel so self-conscious, you know, because it's not the best feeling when you're walking around looking like a fucking pirate. Yeah, it's embarrassing, you know. And you could say, well, how come I do YouTube? I do it because I try and hide it, but I know when I watch these videos back, I know you can see my one fucking pirate tooth hanging out there, and I hate it. I hate it, and I don't want to be that person. So I've pushed myself forward to get this done. Anyway, I'm not going to talk about that anymore because I'm sure you're sick of hearing about it, and I don't want to get myself all anxious about next week's appointment. So I'm going to carry on with this walk and enjoy myself. And the next thing I want to talk about, which I got a message on, I got a comment on one of my videos about, was about how my diet's going. And I ain't gonna lie, I've still backed off. I can't give you an excuse why, and you know, I'm not in that mindset. I know I keep being told to log the calories that I eat, but I put it aside, and I know I shouldn't. I know I want to get better. I know I want to get thinner. You know, I want to make myself feel better again. But I've put it aside. You know, when I get home from work and I don't have a bad dinner. You know, I don't eat loads of unhealthy takeaways all the fucking time. I've been eating what's it, the wasabi microwave meals? That's what I've been eating. And just like that, I got into the church, St Mary's of Ashwell. There was a couple of people in there, must have been a church warden or some volunteers or something. I was just having a quick chat with them, said that I'd found a set of keys, and I've put a post out on social media, so hopefully the owner of the keys will come and find them, because the little key fob, they phoned back and said that the fob and the number that was on there was no longer registered with them, so yeah, they couldn't do anything to help out. So I put a post on the Ashwell group Facebook page to let them know that I've left the keys with the St Mary's Church. So hopefully they'll be reunited with the owner. We shall see. Anyway, yeah, I'm chuffed to bits with that church. It was really nice on the inside. There's some right history in there, and there's some really old graffiti in there, and there's a website for that explaining when it was done, how it was done, and whatnot. It's quite interesting. So I will see if I can leave a link below so you can have a look at that. But it's very interesting, and they just told me in there that they get an awful lot of visitors to that church, and you can see why. You can definitely see why. Anyway, that's it. I'm gonna have a drink and some refreshments, and then move on somewhere else. Where that'll be, I ain't got a clue yet. We'll see. Well, for the next part of my walk, I've come out to Harwood Park Crematorium, in between Stevenage and Nebworth. Been here a million times before. Sat through a fair few amount of funerals here as well. But besides all that, the landscape here is absolutely amazing. I mean, it's stunning. There's fields everywhere and trees, and the trees are in blossom right now, so everywhere looks really, really good. You could say it was rather morbid of me coming here, but I mean, just look around. It's a beautiful, beautiful place. Like I've said before, I come out to churches and such like, not just because of something to do, but because it's peaceful, because there's not too many people about, and you can just amble about, get lost in your own thoughts, and I quite like that, you know. I prefer being on my own rather than in crowds of people, especially when it's in the countryside like this. And I can have a little bit of a moan at the camera about what's annoying me today. So what do we think? Is anyone else into this sort of stuff? Does anyone else like walking around the cemetery? Not to say goodbye to loved ones, but just to come and get the peace and the quiet and have a walk round and evaluate what's in your mind? Or is it just me? I don't mind it. I like it. I enjoy it. It's, like I said before, it's peaceful. There's hardly anyone around. It just makes you think, you know. I am in the countryside. It's a well-maintained piece of land. I don't know, there's a million reasons why sitting here is good, you know, or having a walk around the cemetery. It's not as morbid as you're led to believe, I don't think. It's probably one of the safest places that you could be, isn't it? And it's so nice on a day like today. I think also it's good to catch your breath for a bit, because everybody, or a lot of people now, live fast-paced lives, you know, working, family, always got something to do, someone to help, somewhere to go, you know. Not often do you get an opportunity to take a drive out or walk out and come and take a breath away from real life. Maybe there's something in it, you know, just coming to sit down for a bit and gathering your thoughts is a healthy thing to do. Unless you're like me and you think too much and you overthink, and then you get in trouble for doing that. Anyway, that's quite enough of that. I've done my thinking for today. I don't want to overdo it. Yeah, back on the road again. Gonna find somewhere around the Nebworth area to have a walk or have a nosy at something. Trouble is, I've done this place a million times before, so I don't know what to do. I don't know where to go, but I'm not going to waste this day by doing nothing. I mean, I could go back to the van and potter around with that, or watch a bit of TV or something, but I think it's good to be out and about and enjoy this weather while it's here. You know, spring is definitely here now. Temperatures are not too hot, and it is most enjoyable. You know, I guess with the better weather coming, maybe it'll be beneficial for me to get on the internet and do a bit of research about activities to do at the weekend, because it's not always going to pay off following your nose, or following my nose. I'm going to end up going to places that I've been to before, or just getting fed up, and I'm going to give up. So maybe I should start looking into things to do. Maybe I need to venture out and do something maybe a little bit more interesting, or just away from the walks and the churches. Maybe go and do some form of activity, you know, book myself into something. You know, I know there's is it the Henry Moore Foundation thing nearby? I should go and have a look at that. Yeah, maybe I'll start compiling a list in my my little black book again as something to do to keep me occupied at the weekends, because not having any guidance is not good, really. You know, for the next couple of weeks when I'm in Wales, that's going to be different. You know, I'm going to be occupied then. But if I've got weekends to myself in Stevenage and I'm not camping, yeah, I need to find something to do. And the final leg of my adventure today has brought me back out to Sachem. I've been here a million times before. Come to have a look at the church one more time while I'm here. It looks like well, they're scaffolding all around it. Looks like they're doing the roof and something down the bottom as well. So fair play. At least it's being kept in working order, and it is a beautiful one, this one, if I remember rightly, on the inside. Let's go have a quick nosy about. You know, I don't think it matters whether you're religious or not, whether you believe or you don't, or whatever beliefs you've got. I think it's just nice to come into a church like this and just come and take a seat and just enjoy the peace and the quiet, and gather your thoughts and just enjoy the architecture of the building. You know, if nothing else, look at the stained glass windows and the wooden ceiling and the pews and everything about it is amazing. Just come in here and enjoy it, you know. I'm still hoping that me and Sam can do one of them overnighters in one of the churches from the Conservation Trust, because you can hire one of them for, I don't know, 100 quid a night or whatever it is, and sleep in there. And I think that'll be a wonderful experience. So I'm hoping that that does get to happen soon. I just called today an adventure, but it isn't really. It's more of just a day out, just to keep myself occupied, so I can be out and about, enjoying the fresh air and enjoying my Saturday, hopefully stress-free. And to the most part, it has been stress-free. I've enjoyed it. I've looked at a few nice places. The spring has sprung. There's blossom and greenery everywhere again. I put the drone in the air. I visited a church. Got lost in my own thoughts in a cemetery, and now I've come out to another beautiful place in Sachem. It may seem like I gush over churches. Maybe I do a little bit, you know, even though I'm not a religious man. Maybe I do, you know, and I ain't got to apologise for that. I like the building, I like the architecture, I like everything about it. I like the peace and I like the quiet, and that's why I come and visit them. I was watching another YouTuber the other day, and he was talking about the lack of success with some YouTubers, you know, and like I said before, I'm not really doing it for success and, you know, fame and fortune and any of that. I do it to keep myself occupied, to fulfill me and to get me out and about. Although there are days when I look on the analytics and think, why do I bother? They are low, you know, I'm not monetized at all, whatever. But then I think to myself, should I try and step up? Should I try and make these videos a bit better? Have I not got the right personality for this job? You know, you watch a lot of YouTubers and they have got a real strong personality, but that's not me. You know, I'm just being me. And some days I come across like I'm depressed, and I am. Some days I may be a bit anxious, and I am, but that's not me. I'm not lying, you know. I've not got a strong dominant fucking personality. What you see with me is what you get, you know. And if you enjoy this sort of stuff, then thank you for watching. But I am what I am, and I shouldn't be ashamed of that, even though I do sometimes think, you know, maybe I need to step things up a bit and be a bit stronger behind the mic. But it's not me. It's not me. I'm not going to be false. This is just me and my journey, my successes, my failures. You know, this is what I get up to at the weekend. A lot of people have watched my weight loss journey, and unfortunately it's going in the wrong fucking direction again now. But hopefully I'll get back on track with that real soon. Right, that's it. That's me done for the day. It's coming up 4 o'clock now. I've done enough walking, done enough driving. I'm going to go and get my supplies, get something to eat, and put my feet up for the rest of the evening. I do appreciate every one of you that does stick with me to the end of these videos and watch. It does mean a lot. I know there's probably only 1 or 2 people that do, but I do appreciate that. Thank you very much. If you could just click the like button for me and leave me a comment, that would be fucking awesome. That would make my day. I mean, okay, yeah, it helps the channel, but it makes me feel a little better, a bit better as well, when someone puts some form of comment below, whether it's positive or negative. I'm not scared of negative comments. I'll get enough of them, so don't worry about that. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. I shall do some more video in a few days when I'm down in Wales. So I'm not sure when I'm going to upload them. I don't know whether to take the laptop with me and do some while I'm down there. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, I will see you soon, and I will be in Wales enjoying myself. Take care.